All right. Teofimo Lopez and Richard Commey ordered by the IBF for the 135-pound IBF title. Let's talk about that in this video. All right. Welcome back to the channel. Much love to everybody out there, man, who supports the channel. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can get notified of when we release more videos. Man, thank you to everybody so much that comes to the live streams Monday through Friday around 11 a.m. right after Trill Boxing Talk. The Trill after show. You know, it's the party. It's the party after the after party. Thank y'all so much for showing up. Also, I want to thank everybody that donates to the channel in the PayPal, in the Venmo, and in my Patreons. Thank you guys so much. You guys really are the reason the channel continues to go on, man. Sometimes, man, the load gets a little heavy trying to tell his truth, trying to speak the truth as I see it in boxing. Because there's a lot of trolls out there, man. But you guys support. Man, I appreciate you. I really, really appreciate you. And this particular video is dedicated to one of the best channels in the LDBC, my man, Coach Shelton Harrison, out there talking about that MMA, women's MMA. Definitely check out Coach Shelton Harrison, his channel. Great channel, LDBC. Actually, it's Lions Den MMA community. Go check him out. And I think also Brian Jensen also does those videos. Definitely check him out. Expand your knowledge of the fighting arts. All right, now let's get into this. Teofimo Lopez, man, 135-pound future superstar, current prospect, but now I guess he's a contender because he's fighting for a championship, so he's officially a contender. Well, if he takes the fight, if Bob Arum trusts him to get in the ring with Richard Commey. I don't know, but the IBF ordered the fight. Teofimo Lopez is an exceptional talent. I think very, very highly of Teofimo Lopez. But as you know on this channel, just because I like you a lot does not mean that you are above that I'm not going to look at the fighter and see things that I don't necessarily like too much about it, right? I could think that the overall package is absolutely excellent, but then I can look at the kid or look at the young man and say, this right here could cause a problem for him. That right there can cause him a problem. And that's how I feel. That's how I feel about Teofimo Lopez. That's what I'm going to talk about with Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is in love with his power. It's intoxicating, man. I'm sure it's intoxicating. To be able to crack somebody, to have their arms stiffen out, for them to lay out on the ground, and you just know you got that great equalizer. In boxing, power is the great equalizer. And Teofimo Lopez, for sure, has that equalizer. He can, at any given moment, man, if he cracks you right, he can cause you a lot of problems. But we saw in the last fight with Tanaka that... is not Tanaka, is it Nagataki? Forgive me. The Japanese cat, the 6-foot Japanese cat that he fought in his last fight about a week after Shakur Stevenson put on an absolutely beautiful performance against whatever the bump in the road guy that he fought because other guys dropped out of the competition. But when Teofimo Lopez went the distance against that kid, what he was doing, the Japanese kid, what he was doing is he was just following this guy around. To me, it looked like he was just following this cat around the ring, looking for the knockout punch the whole time. Susceptible to straight right hand after straight right hand after straight right hand. It didn't look like he made a lot of made a lot of adjustments. And this kid was able to take his shots, able to take several of his shots. The fight before, and I do not remember the guy's name that he fought before, but in the fight before for Teofimo Lopez, it was the same. It looked like the same thing to me. for the first however many rounds that fight lasted. That Teofimo Lopez was just following the guy around pretty much, looking, little head moving, little shifts and angles, but pretty much just trying to walk him down and looking for the devastating knockout, right? And at the end of it, he wound up knocking the guy out with a body shot, hitting him with a really, really hard body shot and stopping him. But when I saw that, and I got a lot of criticism on the page, when I said, look, man, I would take Shakur Stevenson's performance, his performance where he went the distance over Teofimo Lopez's knockout. Because if he wasn't able to find that body shot, that Teofimo Lopez was going 12 rounds and was going to take a lot of unnecessary shots, right? And he might run into a guy like if Teofimo Lopez runs into Devin Haney like that and tries to fight a Devin Haney like that, dude, Devin Haney's going to pistol whip him. Period. Because if he's just walking around trying to run down Devin Haney like that, Devin Haney's going to beat that kid, man. Devin Haney's going to beat Teofimo Lopez. It'll beat Teofimo Lopez easy going away. If he does not go back to trying to box and win every round, win the rounds. Put a round in the bank, put a round in the bank, put a round in the bank, put a round in the bank. Get 7 rounds, win 7 rounds. When you have 7 rounds in the book, right? If the knockout comes, it comes. But Teofimo Lopez is trying to jump too quick to stardom, which I believe is a problem of not young, because Anthony Joshua ain't young. Anthony Joshua almost 30 years, pushing up on 30 years old. In boxing terms, he's not young, but as far as his experience goes, he's not he's only at 22, 23 fights, right? So as far as experience goes, he did not have a tremendous amount of experience before he won the championship. And because he was rushed along to win a belt, because it was the first opportunity he had where he could win a championship, they took it. But when he ran up against a tough cookie like Andy Ruiz, he didn't have what he needed in his repertoire from having many fights and having gone through many different circumstances to deal with the unique problems that he faced against Andy Ruiz. And I fear for Teofimo Lopez in a fight with Richard Commey that might be the situation, because Richard Commey is a hardened, grizzled veteran at this point. He fought Robert Easter in a fight, a lot of people thought he beat Robert Easter Jr. And Robert Easter Jr. I know styles make fights, so don't get me wrong, I'm trying not to do that. But Robert Easter Jr. is a better fighter, a more experienced fighter, I believe, than Teofimo Lopez is. Robert Easter Jr. can fight on the outside. He can fight on the inside. He can crack a little bit. He's got a good chin. He's an experienced dude. Richard Commey already went through a war with him. Richard Commey won the belt. Richard Commey just dusted off Ray Beltran, and Ray Beltran isn't somebody that's particularly easy to get up out of there. Right, he might be a little war torn, but this cat has multiple championship fights under his belt. And he saw that last fight and he's looking for them. And he is without a doubt going to be looking for that straight right hand on Teofimo Lopez. And if Teofimo Lopez can't hurt that dude, they might have to rob the dude in order for Teofimo Lopez to get that belt. That's just, I don't know about this, man. I think Teofimo Lopez needs to sidestep that. I think Teofimo Lopez might need to say, thank you, IBF, but no thank you. I don't think that I'm ready. And that is interestingly something that Bob Arum said about whether he was going to put, and he was talking about Mick Conlan out of Ireland that's fighting for a top-ranked fighter. He said that in talking about it, in comparison Mick Conlan's progression and Shakur Stevenson's progression, Bob Arum said that Shakur Stevenson was going to get a championship shot before Mick Conlan, because they don't want to put the guy into the fight into a championship fight until they're really confident that he can win the fight. I don't know if Teofimo Lopez and Richard Commey fit that, especially off the last two fights that I saw from Teofimo Lopez. It really might be a case where it's like, man, look, just go ahead and take your time, Teofimo Lopez. Get a couple more fights in. But, you know, on the other side of this, Teofimo Lopez is a big lightweight, and moving up to 140 pounds right now, man, nah. That's kind of like a hard, that he might want to get that belt, but I think he probably just needs to be disciplined, keep his weight down in between fights, do what he can to stay at 135 pounds to get a belt at 135 pounds after he is shown in maybe 2 or 3 fights, you know, that he's willing to box. But, you know, people want to rush and really want the superstar knockouts, you know, and I think that's something also that maybe it affected Deontay Wilder in this fight with Tyson Fury, where he was just walking behind him, looking for the knockout, following Tyson Fury around for rounds. Now, I don't believe Tyson Fury did anything in the first 5 rounds, right? But he was looking for the knockout the whole time, and probably could have made the fight a lot easier if he was jabbing Tyson Fury to the body. He was jabbing straight right to the jab to the left, jab to the body, straight right to the body, and land shots to Tyson Fury's body, because his head can move in his long way, but that big ass belly is sitting right in front of you. Anyway, it is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.